Yes, people. We are back live. We are back live on the Sarcasm City TV YouTube for another Manchester United Liverpool show. Man Them United podcast meets the Analysis at Anfield podcast. Joined by the Analysis at Anfield podcast. Very happy, smiling, smug faced Liverpool representative Ram is in the building. So please keep all your comments, all your questions, Manchester United or Liverpool related. Make sure you hit the like button on the video, share this across the socials, and subscribe to the channel Sarcasm City TV. Very good start to the season from Liverpool. Obviously, they beat Aston Villa 3-0 over the weekend, have 10 points from 12. Amrabat unveiled now finally by Manchester United, has the number 4 shirt. A lot going on with Manchester United as always, whether that's Eric Ten Hag versus Jadon Sancho, the loss to Arsenal, plus more. So I'm sure you lot and Ram will have plenty of questions on that as well. But like I said, before we get into all of that, bump up the likes first and foremost, man. Let's bump up the likes on the video, whether you're watching this live right now or watching this back. Share this across the socials, and on top of those two things, subscribe to the channel Sarcasm City TV. It is road to 8,000 subscribers, people. Road to 8,000 subscribers. Big up to our Wayne. I love to see the Jamaican flags as well. So put You'll Never Walk Alone. Big up to Talk and Ball, who says, big up from a Spurs boy. Heard good things about this channel. Excited to check it out finally. Hey, big up, man. Let me know where you've actually joined from, Talk and Ball. Let us know, man. But it's good to have you in the chat. And let us know who you support as well, please. As well. Warrior J says, we'll get straight to the question. Actually, before we do, Ram, how are you doing? You blessed?
I'm good, man. I'm good. Like you said, 10 out of 12 points that we got. A very good start. We are third in the league as well. So everything looking up at this moment in time, man.
Okay, there we go. And Warrior J says to the Liverpool fan, the panelist, who obviously didn't know who was going to be on, thoughts on Liverpool 3, Aston Villa 0. I thought it was very impressive to get a clean sheet with Matip and Gomez, while Van Dijk and Kanate are out.
Should we get on to the game then?
Yeah, get to it. We can start with there. We can start with the game.
All I got to say on the game is dominating performance. We controlled the entirety of the game. We bossed every single aspect of the pitch. The only opportunities they actually got was when they were our own mistakes. So a miscontrol, a bad pass or whatever, but that's going to happen from time to time. So in terms of us getting exposed, whether it be counter-attack or whatever, it's very rare to see. We stopped them from doing that. People say that Aston Villa, whether it be a good marker, look, Aston Villa is a solid team. I think they've done really well. The only result that they didn't have that was great was the freak result against Newcastle, which was a 5-1, and is the first game of the season for Newcastle. So at St. James's, so it's going to be a bit of a tough start, but they're a good team, man, with some good players, and we've stopped them from counter-attacking us. It's not the fact that they didn't do good. We stopped them.
You did
Our
very
midfield
well.
was when we lost the ball straight away. Midfield became compact, and from that point, they couldn't do any switches. They couldn't pass the ball straight to Watkins. It was either pass it back or pass it long, and most times or not, we would win the ball because Matip is 6'4", Gomez is 6'2", 6'3", respectively, and they're just as quick as Watkins, in my opinion. So. It was what it is. Darwin was decent. Salah got his goal. Szoboszlai, bro. The more I talk on this guy, the more I'm excited at the fact that he's at Liverpool, man.
Look at this guy.
Shooting, work rate. Like I said, I said he was going to be a massive success even from the get-go. He's got the RB gene inside of him. That Red Bull gene is in his DNA.
Shouts to Molina as well.
I big up. And to be in a club system and to be successful in a club system, you need to have that work rate and you need to have that gene. And he's got that in abundance. And he's, on one added bonus, he has technical ability as well. You know? So I can't wait to see more of this guy. And also I want to say Mac was also really good in that number 6 role. Because he got to see more of the pitch. He got to see what he could do. His passing was good. The only times his passing was not that great was in counter-attacking transitions. I mean, I think he tried to a couple of times he snatched at the ball and all that kind of thing. But overall, when he had time and space, he was just pinging the ball left, right, and center, finding players in space, and it was a joy to behold, man. So overall, a great start and a great performance from Liverpool, man.
There you go. Big up to Melina in the chat. I see you, Steve, Warrior J, all the regulars, all the new people. And Boona says, big up, Flawless, mate. Always enjoy your shows. Hey, large up to everyone, like I said, who watches live, anyone who watches back. Big up to anyone who's listening on the audio platform as well. Got another question from Warrior J. Of course, if you super chat as well, we will get straight to it. Says there was a rumor that Al Ittihad is preparing a 215 million bid for Mo Salah. If you were Liverpool right now, Ram, what would be your decision?
I'd reject it. I'd ask for more money.
How much would you ask for? How much would you ask for?
Oh, this is going to sound outrageous. 300 M's.
Okay. So if they so let's say hypothetically they offer 300 million, you'd sell him. Even though you couldn't get a replacement because the window's closed.
Do you know why?
Go on, why?
He would be double the amount of transfer fee of what Mbappe was for PSG.
Okay.
Do you know how crazy that sounds?
Yeah, that's nuts. But what about your team?
The team, I think we have enough to do all right for the top 4 when it comes to January. And then January we can go out and get someone. So
you'd run the risk from August to January of not being able to reinvest that money that you've got from Mo Salah?
Unless it's stupid money.
Which is 300 M's to you is stupid money.
That is stupid money. Think about it. That's like £100 million more than the world record transfer fee.
Because of the way it would handicap you and you couldn't reinvest it. If I was Liverpool, I'm looking for 400 M's. I'm looking for. I
think we have to be realistic in the fact, even if 300 M's sound mad, 400 M's, I don't think they'll ever do that.
But that's what it is. That's inconvenient. That's for the inconvenience. That I can't go and replace him. So if you're going to take away my best attacker on one of my best players, I'm going to need that inconvenience money. Never mind his talent. I can't then go and replace him from August to January. I'm without him. That's why I would say that.
Yeah.
But yeah, we don't need.
Maybe we're different. Maybe you're better negotiating than I am, for us, isn't it?
Yes, clearly it shows, man. Clearly it shows. You just there thinking about it's what was it? Oh, it's more than Mbappe. You just thinking about records. I'm thinking about winning. My focus is winning.
For a 30-year-old is mad.
Yeah, it's great money. Don't get mistaken. But if the window was still open, but the fact it's closed, you can't even go and attempt to reinvest that money. That's the issue. Big up to Jesus, says love and support from hey, big up, man. Is that the South African flag? Yeah, man. Large up, man. Yeah, big up to you. Every single time, man. Large up, man. Love to see people from Africans locked in from the motherland. Love that. Do you agree with this? So Wayne says, Liverpool winning the league. Don't watch the City start. Confident like that. What are you saying? Liverpool winning the league, Ram, yeah? Title challenge? Title win?
We still need a couple more players. This would be like 2017-18 when we got the likes of Salah, Oxlade-Chamberlain and players like that. I wouldn't say yet. Maybe next season, but not yet. You would agree with me, Flores, isn't it?
Yeah, I would agree with you. Yeah, but I wanted you to be like Wayne and backing it, man. Wayne saying we win.
But I have to give some sort of realism. Why should I back something that I'm not going to believe in? You know.
Hey, that's fair. But you got Shabozlai or Shaboslai, as I'm seeing people call. Look at you cheesing up, smiling about him. Back your guy in it. Darwin. I love how you got first name basis with them. But
to be fair, the reason why I'm so giddy about Szoboszlai is because I talked about him for time. I didn't think Liverpool were ever going to go in for him, and the fact that we've actually got him, I'm gassed. you know,
as you should be. Yeah. First. Warrior J goes on to say, Ram, I think you saw the Jordan Henderson interview about Liverpool. What was your view on it, and were you disappointed with his comments?
Do you want me to be completely honest?
Be completely honest. That's what we want.
I don't give a shit. I really don't give a damn. He's a player that I didn't want to be playing loads of games. And the fact that he heard that and didn't want to be a part of that is like, cool, you're off. And I don't know why people that wanted him out give a damn as well.
What
Like, he's
exactly did he
gone.
say? Warrior J, put the comments in what he actually said, like the main
He
things.
said
in what he
something
said.
along the lines of, "I didn't feel the club didn't want me to stay, so I left," kind of thing. I didn't felt wanted and that kind of shit. And I was like, "Look, you're 33 years old. You're not exactly the quality of player that can last until they're about 38." I'm talking about unicorns here. I'm talking about your GOAT level players. I'm talking about your Gerrards, your Scholes, your Lampards, your even to an extent, you could say Shearer to an extent. He's not that level of player. And we're Liverpool Football Club. And even then, those kind of level of players will not be starting for us. How many times did Paul Scholes start when he was about 37, 34, 35 years old?
No, I get you. Yeah.
He played in important games, but never started the 38-game campaign. Those are for the unicorns, the rare unicorns. You find them, but you talk about your Ronaldos, your Messis. You talk about the goats, the goat conversation people. And look, Henderson's not that level. So that's football. And I think one thing that people are upset about is the fact of they wanted Henderson to do this. Sorry, no, they wanted Klopp to have that ruthless edge. And now that we've seen it, he's like, "Oh, Jurgen stood up for him. Jurgen wanted him." No, it's like, no, Jurgen Klopp said that he wouldn't guarantee enough game time for him because we got Szoboszlai and Mac and looking to get Gravenberch at the same time. And he was dead serious. And I think Henderson's the kind of player that deserves the truth. And he was truthful. He's like, "Sorry, I can't guarantee you game time." And if he wants to leave, then yeah, he goes. The chapter's done. The chapter and the book of Henderson being captain of the Liverpool Football Club is done. You can tie the ribbon on it. You can sign it off. It's time for a new era for Liverpool and possibly and obviously Liverpool's captain as well, and that's Virgil van Dijk. She's like, you can say this chapter 3, Virgil van Dijk, captain of Liverpool. That's how I see it, honestly.
Go on, carry. Let's see what else you lot are saying in the chat as well. Stephanie G. Oh, actually, the rest of the comments, you lot continue to get your questions in. Just please keep it Manchester United or Liverpool related as well. We're only at 23 likes though. Before we carry on, let's get up to 40 likes, man. Like check 1212. Let's hit that like button. Subscribe to the channel as well. Sarcasm City TV. We're currently at. Let me refresh it. I believe we're at 7,909. I'm just refreshing the screen right now. Yeah, I see you, Ram. That's it. We're at 7,910 people. We're looking for 5 more subscribers. Get us to 7,915 people. Get us to 7,915. We're looking for 5 more subs, people. 5 more subs. What are we doing? Get us up to that next subscriber mark. Roll to 8K in it. You know what I'm saying? And see, yeah, it's this Ryan Joker who's ringing me the joke, man. Talking about, yo, send me the link. I'll be what's it called? I'll be 10 minutes late though. You joke, man. Stephanie G says, Ramble, will playing Thursday night football affect your Premier League performances?
Nah. What's the difference between playing Tuesday/Wednesday and Saturday? And the reason why Arsenal, and I'm a big believer in this, the reason why Arsenal lost Premier League is the fact that they got knocked out of the Europa League the way they did. Well, they got knocked out of the Europa League. They got knocked out of the Europa League to an inferior team, in my opinion. Winning breeds winning. Winning is like a drug. I like to say this a lot. Winning is like a drug that you get hooks on and you can't stop doing it. It's addictive, like smoking. It's very addictive and it's a very bad habit to get rid of. Yeah. Obviously, it's a good habit when it comes to competitiveness and obviously trophies and accolades and all that. But it's a very good habit to have. If we got bigger fish to fry stuff, don't believe it at all. The reason why we were able to do the quad, and I feel as though no other team will ever do it again, in my opinion, is the fact of,
hey, you didn't do the quad, don't do that.
Challenge for the quad.
Yeah. Make sure you get that right. Yeah.
Momentum, that's it. Momentum. Joke, having that momentum Yeah.
Joke, man.
different
Yes,
grades,
Ryan,
man.
what are you saying, family? You good?
Yeah, good man. How are you guys? You
I'm
good?
blessed, man. Just woke up.
No.
See, I thought you just woke up.
Okay.
Just looking mad. I thought you just woke up in that. Like, let's see what else says. Nah, for real. You know what I'm saying? This guy look like me. I just woke up not too long ago. That's why I said it. Oh, even a shot. And yeah, just in regards to thanks, Warrior J, for putting the Jordan Henderson comments in. So this is just some of what he said. If one of those people, Klopp or FSG, said to me, now, no, we want you to stay, then we wouldn't be having this conversation. That's not to say they forced me out of the club, but at no point did I feel wanted by anybody to stay. I saw Jurgen say a few days ago that he's really happy with his transfer window and he loves this team. That's what he told The Athletic. This tells you the players that left, he probably wanted to go, and the players that have come in, he probably wanted to sign. He said he felt unwanted. That broke his heart to hear an LFC captain say that. And I know that's sad, man, to see the most successful Premier League captain in Liverpool's history. You know what I'm saying? Sound like that. But what's your thoughts on what Jordan Henderson said, Ryan?
I think this is purely to do with the football side of things, like because obviously he said he was talking about other subjects, but in terms of the football side of things, I feel like his ego's kind of hurt in a way. I think that's what I can see from that. I feel like his ego's hurt. I don't think it was necessary for him to say what he said, to be honest. I don't really see what the point of him saying it was, really. We all know there was his move to Saudi was money motivated. Like, let's be real. That's kind of it for every player. Like, I don't know why he's lying about that. But, like, I mean, I guess he has to say that in it. So that's
I
kind
wouldn't
of
say
fair.
fully motivated by money.
But let's be real, that's obviously a big factor, bro. Let's be
yeah.
real. That's for anyone, of course. But I mean, obviously, he can't say that it was because of money and everything. But like, you know, but I just feel the other stuff he said maybe just wasn't necessary. Like, I don't think Klopp ever said to him that, like, oh, I refuse to believe Klopp ever said to him and say, no, I want you to leave. Do you get what I mean? I refuse to think that. And Jordan Henderson didn't exactly say that, but look, I think his ego's hurt in terms of he probably still thought he deserved a place in the team for whatever reason. And we all know, we could all see with our own eyes that like he was finished in it. He was never good enough anymore. I think we could all see that, and the fact that we had brought in McAllister Szoboszlai at that particular time, he knew his position, his starting position in the team was gone, and I think this is him trying to kind of save face in a way, maybe refuse. I don't know. It's just a bit. It was just a bit weird. I think he was a bit disrespectful to Klopp a little bit. That's just my opinion. I think he could have just handled this a bit better, Henderson, to be honest. There's no kind of thank you or kind of, you know, to Klopp in any way. So I don't really know what to think of it, to be honest. I just think he could have just avoided this situation.
Right.
Like,
From the sound of things, you don't really care.
yeah, I don't really care because he's not our player anymore. Do you get what I mean? But I still find it a little bit sad, to be honest, that he's kind of gone. Because even though I wanted this guy out for time, he's still a Liverpool legend at the end of the day. He's still the captain that, you know, led us to our first title in 30 years.
Most successful captain in the modern day era. Facts.
Okay, cool, bro. Do you want to keep renting that, man?
Who?
You love rinsing that.
I'm not rinsing it. I'm just saying people forget. Like, you Liverpool fans like yourself don't want to give him his accolades and give that man his flowers.
I'm not even.
Flawless. I am the last person to say that I don't give anyone his flowers.
I give everyone their flowers, man, including yourself. I do. I've given more flowers on the stream than you have.
I really do not care about what's going on right now.
Yeah, well,
like I said,
someone who asked.
Like I said, it's history, man. It's like the chapter's done.
Yeah, exactly. Like, it's in the past. He's a Liverpool legend and he stays a Liverpool legend. But
100%.
I just think it's a bit sad the way he's going out like this, in a way. Like, just, you didn't need to say that stuff today about like Klopp, and you know, I just didn't see the point of it. You're kind of trying to paint Klopp in a bad light to kind of save your ego. The way it looks to me, like, that's just the way it looks to me, to be honest. And it's just a bit of a sad way to go out, to be honest. Like, you know, at the end of the day, even though I wanted him out for a while, I still didn't, you know, he's still a legend and I didn't want him to go out like this. Do you get what I mean? So,
you know what?
Yeah, he's in the past now. He's not a player anymore. Let's just focus on the future the way I see it. So, yeah.
I have no problem with him feeling like this because it still means that he has that ego that he wants to keep That he feels as though he's good enough. And I think players in the modern game should have that. You know, and there's certain players in this team that I feel as though don't have that mentality of thinking, oh, I'm better than this player, I'm better than that player, but they're just happy to be here. That was our big problem that we had for quite a long time. I think Origi had that trait, even though he was useful in certain games. I think Minamino had that. I think at this moment, Tsimikas has that. They're just happy to be there. Now, I want players that want to fight and want to fight for their place and be a part of the first team and win trophies. That's one thing I'll never sly Henderson for. His mentality is elite. No doubt. Whether the technical ability is there, I'm not too sure. But one thing for sure, his mentality is elite.
Yeah, I can't deny that. I do think it's like I said, I just find it when he's not a player and I can start to appreciate him more. Do you get what I mean? Now that he's not a player, I can start to appreciate him. And I just still find it a bit sad the way I see.
Don't understand what you have until it's gone. We'll carry on.
No,
it's not like that. It's like
he's gone. I can appreciate the good times that he brought to the club. Do you get what I mean?
Either die a hero or live long enough to see yourself become the villain.
Yeah, that's how I feel. That's how I feel on the show.
Movie quote.
That's how I feel on this channel. You know what I'm saying? But carry on.
The thing is, he's not my player anymore.
Ferguson, man. Actually, technically, Fergie did a lot, even though the Glazers were there, so it doesn't really work.
But, yeah, that's why I let you get your shit joke off, mate. Go on, carry on, Ryan.
The thing is, he's like I said, he's not my player anymore. So, you know, I don't want to go in on him too much because. So that's why I still see him getting a bit of stick online now, and he's not our player. And I just don't think this today was necessary. To be honest with you, it's just he didn't need to say that stuff, in my opinion. It wasn't terrible, by the way. I don't think it was awful what he said or anything. I just thought it was a little bit. You didn't need to. That's all it was, to be honest.
It was a bit unnecessary.
I think that's all it was. But I don't think it was like terrible what he said or anything. I think people are going a bit too overboard with it.
That's where I'm on the train. People are giving too much airtime with this, and I don't think it's really necessary, man. I really don't.
Okay, fair enough. That being said, Joel says, do you think... One second, my laptop is moving hella suspect. I don't know what's going on here. It's moving mad suspect. It really is. Do you seriously think Liverpool can contend for the league this season, even though the defense is still shaky? We'll go to you on that, Ryan. 10 points from 12, looking good. Matt 10 in the 6. What are we saying?
What do you mean by contend though? Like, what do we judge as contend here? Do I think
basically what Arsenal did last year? What Arsenal did last season? That anything like that? Anything 4, 5, 6 points away?
I don't think so. I don't think so. I think City are just too strong.
Okay.
I just think City. I just don't think we're ready this season. I just think City are a bit too strong, and I don't think anyone gets close to City this season. That includes Arsenal as well. Like I think we finish up. I personally think we finish second because I think we're the second best team in the country, to be honest. But I just think City are just a bit too far ahead this season, to be honest with you. That's just my opinion.
What are you saying, Ram?
Again, I echo what Ryan says. City are, I think City, people started to appreciate City's transfer window at the end. I'm going to name names. People like a gal started to appreciate.
Yeah, man, I love that, man. Put names on these bullets, man. Let's go. Hey, a gal, big up to you, but hold that. Go on, carry on.
I mean, he is holding it. Because I told him all the time, stop with the early shots when it's not even done yet. You know what I mean? You're blowing your load too early, even though it could bite you in the ass. And that's what's happened. I told him, he keeps saying Bernardo Silva's going to go. I've been wanting that guy to leave Man City for 2.5 years.
It's been like this for years with Bernardo Silva.
Literally every single year, there's a hope Barcelona's going to get Bernardo Silva. And then all I see is Bernardo Silva coming out of the Etihad Stadium being like an absolute rat on the pitch. Don't get me wrong. Great player, but he's a rat on the pitch. I hate him so much. Right. Maybe that's a good thing that I hate him because he's clearly a rat. But
could I hate out your heart, man?
I mean, if I got hate in your heart for a rival, then it's a compliment. You get what I mean?
Yeah, first. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. It's like I hated Rooney, but that means I admire him because he's a good player.
Yeah.
But stuff like that was going to happen. They signed Kovacic, a very, very shrewd signing. A very shrewd signing. They're gonna sign a right winger. They signed Vardio, a left-sided centre back that can advance forward as well. That would help their system. They're gonna sign another player as well. They're gonna sign someone to back up Rodri because Calvin Phillips ain't that guy. Lo and behold, they signed Mateus Nunes. I told you, these guys do not rest. They do not rest and they do not stop making themselves better. And that's what every single club in the Premier League should do. That is what it is. And they've got Doku as well. Just to add.
I just find it still funny how, like, when I see Arsenal fans on Twitter so far this season, still they're proper concentrated on City results, City games, all that. You know, like when Fulham equalised the other day against City, it's like, yes, Fulham getting on. You know, when City got the 2-1 back, it's like, how's that disallowed and stuff? How's that not disallowed? I'm like, you man, why are you paying so much attention to this? Like, you actually think you're in a title race? Like, that's crazy to me. Like,
I think in my opinion, they are still the closest team in the Premier League that could challenge.
That can.
You don't think you're the second best team in the league? No, Ram.
I mean, we've had this conversation, Flawless.
We can have this conversation again.
That's very true.
There's new people in the chat who may not know. You know what I'm saying? That's why. I know you're a superstar, Ram, but
you're never gonna live that comment down on me saying go back and watch the other.
Yeah, 100%. I know you're a superstar, Ram. You know what I'm saying? We're in your presence, man, of King Ram. You know what I'm saying?
I've said this before. What did I say before? I was gonna say something. Flawless completely threw me off the train. I can't think now.
It was about Arsenal.
Yes, Arsenal are the closest team to challenge Man City, even ahead of Liverpool, in my opinion. I think the quality of players that they have, and I think the overall feel-good factor at the club will just propel them that little bit further. I think Liverpool are at the stage of their transition where it's just a little bit too early. If they signed a centre back and a probably backup right winger or even a right back, then I'd say, yeah, we're next. But at this moment, I think just a feel-good factor, the quality players that they brought in, I think Arsenal are there.
Jason disagrees. He says, as a City fan, only Liverpool can stop us. These guys trying to be humble. I didn't even know he was a City fan. Jason, big up TJ as well. Large up TJ in the cut. Yeah, go on.
The majority of City fans, even though there's not a lot, like the majority of them will say, like, I had to fire a little dig. That's the only dig you can really kind of fire at City at the moment, isn't it? Do you get what I mean? It's the only, but like the majority of their fans will still say Liverpool are kind of the team that they're most wary of. They're not scared of any team because they're City and they're just miles better than anyone. But like we're the team they're most wary of, and I just don't think anyone gets close to them this season, including us. I think we're the second best team, but if I can hear people saying Arsenal are the second best team, but that doesn't necessarily mean Arsenal are going to get close to City or challenge them this season. Like I said, I've not been convinced by Arsenal this season. They're still a very good team. I'm not going to deny that, but I don't. So far, I know it's still early in the season, but I don't think they're anywhere near the level they were last season. I'll just be honest. I just don't think they're as convincing. I think they look a bit more suspect defensively. I don't think their attack is performing to the same level it was. With Havertz in the midfield, their midfield looks significantly weaker than last season. So I just don't see them getting close to City at all this season, to be honest with you. So, and that's the same with every other team, if I'm being honest.
First, TJ says, Ram Ryan, is this Darwin, and man called him Noodles, you know, is this Darwin Noodles breakout season in the Premier League? We'll go to you first on that, Ram.
It's got to be, I think so. It's got to be his breakout season. I think so far he's done all right. 4 games he's played, 2 goals and assist. So far, so good. Again, for me, a breakout season in all comps, I expect around
I say 25
yeah. GA. I think
I'm
last
saying
year he got 19
goals, to be honest with you. In all comps, I'm saying 25 goals, to be honest.
How many assists are you expecting?
In Europa League, where he should be scoring quite a few.
That's why
I think he's going to get.
I'm not sure if he plays all the Europa League games. I think he'll be chop and change.
No, I hear you, but I still think he'll play enough in the Europa League to kind of stat pad a little bit, to be honest. And when you think about it, I think he scored, was it 15, 16 goals last season If this is a breakout season from last season, I'm expecting 25.
Yeah, it's 25 goals.
Yeah, that's what.
But I don't think you'll play a lot of Europa League games, in my opinion. I think it will be chop and change. I think if anything, he'll come off the bench a lot of the time. I think he'll play a lot of domestic games, in my opinion. So yeah, 25 GA, in my opinion. I think he'll get that. That'll be class as a good season, in my opinion. 30, then it'll be breakouts. I think I don't want to say he's breakout season, but he would have a good season. I think he will get 25 GA in all comps.
First? I'm saying that. Fair enough. First. Yeah, like I said, large up TJ in the car, and he agrees. He says, I agree, by the way, Arsenal going to finish a distant second or third. No, that's fair enough. Nick saying, I don't think Arsenal finish in the top 4. All right, interesting.
I think know they'll comfortably top 3, I think, comfortably.
And Wayne saying, you win the league. You know what I'm saying? He's convinced. He's even put the points total. Man, like Wayne. Liverpool, man, you're up. You know what I'm saying? He said title charge. He said Liverpool 97 points, City 94 points, Arsenal 87 points, and he put 100. He said this at the start of the show. He's saying this now.
I respect the optimism, but that's I can't agree with that.
Respect it. And to this, I did see this on my timeline as well. Big up Warrior J says ongoing talks are aimed at bridging what is a substantial gap between the current bids and the Glazers' valuation, and that's from Mike Keegan, who is normally a very reliable Manchester United source. But like I'll say now, like I said when initially it came out that the Glazers are not selling, very few people know what's going on. I take it all with a pinch of salt. I'm just waiting to see. I'm just waiting for the. All right, yeah, the Glazers have accepted, the Glazers have rejected. That's legit what it is. I already told you, look, my thought process on it from the jump, that 99.9% of people reporting on this are just guessing. This is why when I hear pro Sheikh Jassim news, I don't jump up and down. And this is why when I hear like the Glazers could stay in negative news in regards to the situation, I don't get too downhearted and see the Glazers are staying and we're because we don't know, because no one said anything. We're still in the same place as we was when the Glazers were initially selling last year, or not last year, but whenever it was. Yeah, I think it was last year. I think it was like October, November. So we're closing in on a year of this going on. And I've already said by the end of this year, if we don't hear anything, that's when I'd be concerned. And when I say don't hear anything, I'm not talking about an actual sale. I just want clarification in regards to they're selling, they're not selling. Because at the moment, we have no idea where we stand. Zero. And I've already said if Sheikh Jassim takes over, I'm doing for the full week. I'm in the Arab attire. I found it. You know what I'm saying? I was looking for it in my house. It's actually here in the bag. I'm ready. I have the Arab attire. I've got the head wrap, the black thing you put around. I got the whole gown thing. I will be sat here the whole week doing the thing. I may even to pull up in Old Trafford in it. You know what I'm saying? But get myself some sandals. You feel me? Pull up in sandals and socks. I'm telling you, I'm ready, people. I am full well on ready. So yeah, man, that's why hopefully what Mike Keegan's saying, if there is a substantial gap, I hope that is true. Because then that means there's some form of negotiation, there's some form of movement in the negotiation. If they've offered 5 bill, for example, and the Glazers want 6, or they've offered 6 and the Glazers want 7. I like that. I like that type of news. But like I said, we don't know because the Glazers don't say shit. They never communicate with us. I wish they would just come out and say, look, this is what's going on. But hey, we move.
There's a lot of games being played in it. I think that's right. Like, you look at that article that was released by the Mail. Was it Saturday or Sunday? I forgot, to be honest. Where they said a source said close to the Glazers that they're going to take United off the market, and that just screamed a PR stunt to me. By just
people, I got the whole shebang. Look, man, I'm ready. You know what I'm saying? I got the whole thing here. I found this. I was looking for something else, and I was like, oh shit, there's the gown. I'm ready, people. I'm ready for the takeover. You're not getting mistaken. Yeah, go on, carry on.
Yeah, it just screamed a PR stunt to me the other day when the Mail said that. Like, it just seems something to try and get the Qataris to up their bid. I think Ratcliffe is kind of like, I think the Glazers are just trying to get the Qataris to just up their bid, to be honest. But if I'm being honest, I might end up being wrong with this, but I don't think any of them are going to up their bid significantly. Just because of I feel like they would have done it already, but also the principle of it as well. It's all well and good people thinking Qatar are going to win. And I still probably think Qatar probably will end up getting United. But like, I don't think they're going to significantly up their bid. That's my opinion, because just the principle behind it. It's all well and good having the money and the unlimited resources, but it's about the principle of they already think they're overpaying for United due to kind of how the stock market values United overall. And I just feel that they don't significantly up their bid, to be honest, because I think it's quite interesting, because I remember someone told me Sheikh Jassim's dad, he gave an interview, I think it was around February, to Bloomberg, just around the time that the Qatari interest kind of got confirmed in United, that they were going for United. Obviously, it's Sheikh Jassim's dad, who was like HBJ, who was like one of the most powerful men of Qatar. Like, he was the prime minister, foreign minister, etc. Like, massively powerful. And like, he sort of said that he didn't really like the investment, this United thing. Like, he didn't like it. And that's who a lot of this is his money that's going into it as well. Like, come on, man. Like, it's his dad. This guy is one of the most powerful men in Qatar, man. Like, at the end of the day. So that's why. And a lot of people said when they saw that, experts said that that's kind of a message to the market in terms of the dad doesn't really like it and they're not going to massively overpay for it. Do you get what I mean? Like, they're going to be kind of disciplined with it. So that's why I don't think...
They want to pay the value of the actual club that they see.
They won't pay what the Glazers want some ridiculous money for it. I don't think the Qataris go increase their bid significantly from now on, to be honest with you. That's just my opinion. Like, because they already think they're overpaying for it, to be honest.
So we'll see. Like, we will see. And to TJ, don't get mistaken. I'm not saying it happens. To be totally honest, I don't know. And I've maintained that stance. I legit don't know whether it will happen or not. I hope so, but I don't have enough knowledge of the situation to say whether it will happen or it won't happen. Big up to V1 for the super chat. You're a United fan. I don't know why you're asking this, but big up for the super chat. Says Liverpool's best or greatest win over United in the Premier League. I'm guessing you're both gonna say the 7-0, right?
Yeah,
no.
7-0.
You're gonna say the 4-1.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's my worst. That was worse. That one sucked worse.
That was good. There's 3 that I've got. I've got the 7-0. I've got the 5-0 at Old Trafford a couple of years ago when Salah scored the hat trick. And the 4-1 as well. There was another one as well, which I have the 2-0 in there. You know, when Salah scored last minute.
I was thinking the same thing.
I've got
that's when everyone knew.
We knew we were going to win the league when that happened.
Is that at the game? And
everyone was thinking we're going to win the league for the first time
in front of the United fans.
That was the first time that season we sang it.
Yeah, and it's just like United in front of the United fans, in front of everybody,
United,
and that's when. And Gary Neville was like saying it's the first time we've heard them sing the song, and they believe that's going to happen.
We were shit, even though we knew. I think everyone deep down knew we were going to win the league from like December, because we were so far clear and doing so well.
Everyone was like,
but we were also still had that nervousness in us that we were too nervous to sing we're going to win the league, etc. But when Salah scored that goal against United, it was in January, I remember. That's when like we started singing it, and that's when we all knew we were going to win it. Like, I think that one's got to be up there as well.
Hey, you lot in the chat, keep it clean. You know what I'm saying? Otherwise, I will. Sorry to cut you off, Ryan. I will block people. No personals in the chat. Keep it clean. But yeah, V1, you're my guy. I don't know why you like it's the worst of the worst losing to them lot. But yeah, big up for the super chat, I suppose.
But I think it's got to be the 7-0. It's still the 7-0 for me. That's something that I'll never like see, and that was just crazy.
I've started the best questions. Don't worry about it, people. So I get to. Jason asked me, Flawless, where do you stand on the Sancho versus Ten Hag situation? This is something I've spoke on already. I'll speak on again. Before I get to that, though, let me get to the super chat from V1 as well. This next super chat. Give me a second. Flawless, your view on United Berber's hat trick. That was great, but I prefer victories at their place, because more often than not, when we won there, similar to what Ryan and Ram were just saying about them winning the league that year, we know when we won there, not only was it just a great feeling when there, it proper kicked us on to like go and win the league. So like all the victories there, like in particular in like,
can I guess yours?
The 2000s and so yeah, go on.
2007.
O'Shea.
That's definitely one. Yeah, you already know.
That was last minute. That game. I think we had the best chances as well. and Scholes got sent off by Alonso, if I'm not mistaken, because he tried to punch Alonso.
Typical, hey, love Scalzi. But yeah, pretty much any victory against them, like the ones at OT are good, but winning at their place is just special. That's what it is. It's just special.
Do you know, I think
the Rooney one in the black kit, you know what I'm saying? Love that one. When I think who was in that? Was it Dudek? Dudek should have saved the long shot.
The worst one for me was
Forlan's was good. That was good.
One.
Oh yeah, when he turned Anfield into Wanfield.
That was really bad.
Well, yeah, any victory there.
I asked Callum this, the same question. Callum from Coppish, big up the boys from Coppish. He would always say 3-1.
Which 3-1?
I think Gerrard, Fowler, and Owen scored.
First?
Yeah, that one. The one where Gerrard scored from 25 yards out, 26, 30 yards out.
Ridiculous. And to V1, no, we didn't win it with Tevez. That was a draw. That was the 08 season. It was the year we won the champs. It was 1-1. See how well I remember this. Yeah, I think that was 1-1. Tevez scored late, I believe so.
Yeah.
Correct me if I'm wrong. I think that was that game.
One of them that I forgot, one that was actually up there for me as well. A special one was when Babel scored late on
2-1. 09, 08, 09.
08, yeah. Because that was the first time. Remember, I'd gotten into foot. I was only like 8 at the time, 7 or 8. And that was maybe my second year of being like a football fan at the end of the day. And that was the first win over United for me.
It was the first time in like 3 or 4 years we beaten United. I think someone scored an own goal, if I'm not mistaken. I think it might be
Wes Brown.
Wes Brown. I knew someone.
Tevez scored early for them. Tevez scored in like the 3rd minute for them.
Dude, that's why I don't remember.
And it was without. I think it was without Torres as well. Torres was
injured. Torres was on the bench, but he never came on. And Gerrard started on the bench, and he came on. And Vidic got sent off at the end as well. Vidic had that period where he got sent off like 3 times in a row against us. It was crazy.
Yeah, it was crazy. That was nuts. But yeah, to answer your question, V1, pretty much any victory at Anfield. You know what I'm saying? Any win at their place is great. That's what because it's a tough place to go. And like I said, it really did. It was much more than like 3 points when you won there. When you won there, it's like, all right, it really could spur you on to go and win the league title. And you always remember even getting a point there and going on to win the league title. It's like, yeah. So
it wasn't like an Arsenal one, was it? Where you're like, if we beat them, we have the upper hand in the title race.
No. Because more often than not, you weren't like we're in the title race. It was just more so because it was always tough. It's never easy.
Yeah, that's true.
There are times I've watched Manchester United against Liverpool away at Anfield more times. It's never been easy. Never ever. Even if Manchester United win the game, it's never been. You lot always spit. No matter where you lot are in the table. I've seen you lot.
We'd always turn up for that game.
Yeah. The place is always rocking. The players always turn up. Doesn't matter if your manager's on his way out. Like you lot always turn up for that.
It was
so
like
winning there. You know what I mean? Something.
It was like even last season, Flows, because remember you were at the time we played you at Anfield, you were actually doing better than us at the time. Like we were doing shocking. You lot were doing well. People were talking about you lot maybe being outsiders in the title race and stuff. I think you'd won the Carabao Cup the week before as well. And I said, and a lot of your fans were really confident to beat us. But I kept saying before the game, we will turn up for this game. I knew it. Even though we've been so shit, I knew we were going to turn up at Anfield for that game. And yeah, we did, to be honest. But yeah,
that's why I went before the game last year. And United fans were talking about, we're going to go there and do this, that, and the third. I said, that's never happened in the history of the Premier League.
But the thing is,
gone there and 3-4-0. Like, that's never happened.
The thing is, our players and manager, like Klopp, you can tell how much Klopp gets up for the game because you can tell like Klopp hates Man United. Like, he hates you, man.
Because he has a really good understanding of the rival, because like in Germany it's very similar with Dortmund because Dortmund and Munich are on. I think Dortmund. When I say Dortmund's very similar to Liverpool, the fact that their actual derbies is hatred because of actually where they're from, but their big rivalry with Munich is because of history and heritage.
Okay,
so he knows.
He gets it.
But you can see the way Klopp celebrates with the fans after the game when we beat United. Like he knows kind of like what it means, and you can see the passion in him with that game. It's crazy. Like he feels that like we feel it. To be honest, like he hates United. Like and he gets the players up for it. The players are always up for that game. Like I think Henderson even said something after that game about it. just like it really hurt because he said something along the lines of it really hurt us seeing them lift the Carabao Cup or something. Like it really hurt them. And like it was just stuff like that. Our players seem to really get it. And that's one thing that's good, to be honest. And it might explain why over the years under Klopp, we've got a very good record against you lot, to be honest. Like a really good record. So yeah, man. That's what it is.
That's because we suck. That's why, but hey, yo, we move. Flawless, my bad if I said something off topic, but Gal and Lewis are arguing about Havertz on Hassam's channel. Sounds about right. Big up to Lewis, big
What's
up
he
Gal,
arguing
big up
about,
Hassam.
man?
It's a gal backing. I know what it is. It's about a gal backing Havertz, man, and trying to say, oh, he's decent. And
Do you know what's funny?
Like,
Yeah,
come on.
I was on a gal's channel. We talked about this, and I said,
Mhm.
if you had a choice between signing Kai Havertz or Dominic Szoboszlai, who would he sign?
You
He said
Kai
Dominic
Havertz?
Szoboszlai.
Oh, you said Szoboszlai. I'm surprised.
No, I'm not surprised. Havertz is shite, bro. He's
Yeah,
shite.
he's shy, but we know what you guys like. That's why I'm surprised he didn't say Kai Havertz.
I thought he was gonna politicize his way around it by saying, "Oh, but I don't know if Dominic Szoboszlai has the capabilities of occupying the penalty area and all that kind of shit." You know how a guy likes to do is like mind-boggling 360, 720 flips around. You know what I mean?
Yeah, we know what he's like. That's me. He's my guy. I fucks with him, but yeah, I know what he's like. He on some jokes and hey, Steve, big up for the super chat as well. I don't know if this was a sticker because nothing popped up, but big up Steve every single time. Appreciate it. I'm going to be reaching out to all members as well. I'm going to be getting the members Q&As on Kick and all that stuff. So any members watching right now, I will be reaching out to you in the next few days or so. 3-3 in the 94. What a game. Yeah, that was slightly before my time, but I do remember that. Yes, I do.
Is
I
that
do
what
remember
Owen
the
scored
3-3
2 free kicks?
Yeah. Dennis Irwin, bad boy.
Yeah, we came back from 3 down. They went 3-0 up at Anfield, and we came back to 3-3.
You've done that before. You've done that before as well. Is it when? I swear that's twice. Because is that when Ince scored?
That was
Yeah,
just one
you'll
where
talk about the
I think
one
it was
where
a
Jamie
2-2.
Redknapp scored in the game.
Another
game.
See,
But I think that was a 2-0
Yeah.
and we came back from 2-0
Yeah,
down
it's
to
2-0, I
4-2.
think.
that's crazy. It's nuts. But yeah, 3-3 and 94. What a game. Big up V1 for the super chat. Much appreciated as well. Yeah, yep, Flawless is right. Yeah, man. I know Igal well enough and I know Lewis well enough, so I know that'd be hilarious. Hey, we're at 43 likes though. Just under 70 of you lot in the building. Like check 1212. Let's get up to 60 likes, people. Let's get up to 60 likes. Please share this across all the social media apps you are active on: Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, WhatsApp, Snapchat. Wherever you can share this to. Open up some new tabs if you are watching on a PC, laptop, Mac, whatever the case may be, your tablet, iPhone, wherever you Android, whatever you are watching on, people, make sure you do so and hit that subscribe button, hit the notification bell. It's road to 8,000 subscribers. We are now under 100 away from 8,000 subscribers. So I'm trying to hit 8K this month so I can do the subscriber pie, basically, so I can get drunk on a stream, people. So yes, make sure you hit the subscribe button. That is the plan, people. And you will see all of the regulars join as well. And I may get us cancelled because I've been drinking, but here we
Can I
are.
ask you guys a
100%
question?
be there, man.
Go on. You're saying right?
Do you guys think can you guys ever see a transfer directly between United and Liverpool?
Nope.
I can't.
No.
Yeah, the hatred's too much.
Yeah.
I think the closest
one
one
of your
was
defenders, Heinz tried to do
Heinz
it.
tried to.
Yeah,
you tried to do it. The joke, man. I liked Gabriel Ainter as well. He's one of my favorite. Was one of my favorite defenders, and he did that. Like this guy.
He said that, and the Ferg was like, "Nah, you're going off to Real Madrid, bro."
Yeah, because man wanted to. Yeah, he was one of my. What's it called? He was one of my favorite defenders. Quality, he really was.
I think it's because of is there that the Spanish tax in it? Rafa Benitez wanted, sweet talk to him in Spanish, innit? And he's like, "Yeah, I want a bit of that."
Yeah, because he was willing to go. I think it was Palace to go to Eula or some ish, and I'm like, "Yo, out there, you can't ever put on the United jersey and go play for Liverpool. Like, what's wrong with you?"
I mean,
like,
you look at Owen obviously, but Owen played for 2 clubs in between. But like, I remember the reception he got when he came back to Anfield with United. Oh my days, fam!
I remember what Carragher did to him. First thing he did, try to he was about to slap him, man.
And Owen and Carragher were like great friends as well.
Yeah,
but Owen's still hated by Liverpool fans to this day. It's kind of funny.
Yeah, man,
and he was a great player for us. But
yeah, you lot haters, man. That's just unnecessary, man.
The one person I'd say that we hate unnecessarily is Raheem Sterling, in my opinion.
Yeah, because he just left to City. Yeah, but yeah, I don't get that. But Sterling
Yeah,
gets
because-
booed at other places. I'm like, why does he get
Yeah,
booed at
Sterling
other
gets
grounds?
booed everywhere though.
Yeah, because I think he got booed at Emirates, and troops went
Yeah.
on AFTV.
Yeah, I
was like,
remember.
why are we booing? Are we scouters? No, we're not. He's Arsenal. Why are we booing him? Obviously,
Yeah.
he's got to back his Jamaican brother.
Thing is,
Yeah,
I
that's how it
didn't
works.
like. I can understand
Yeah.
our fans booing him because I did because obviously he goes from Liverpool to City. Like, we didn't like that. Obviously, I can understand our fans booing him, but like, I just feel like maybe I don't think he treated us right towards when he was trying to leave. I think he could
It
have done
wasn't.
it more
Do you know what? I thought that, but it wasn't him that was doing it. It was his flipping agent that was a piss take.
Yeah, you see that.
His agent was a absolute mug. He was taking the actual piss.
Thing is, you could see like it always affected Sterling when he came back to Anfield with City. The booze he'd get at Anfield, he'd never play well there. I think the best game he had, his only good game at Anfield for City, came behind closed doors.
Yeah,
During COVID. So like it always used to. I think Jan says it as well. It always affected him. He could never play well at Anfield with City.
You know what's funny? He even came out and said it himself. If I knew Liverpool were going to get Jurgen Klopp, I would have stayed.
Jeez.
Right? Did he say that?
He said that. He came
But
out and
what
said
as well? I don't like. There's been a couple of little digs he's aimed at Liverpool, just unnecessary digs since he left us that I didn't like as well. I just felt he could have had a bit more respect for the club at the end of the day. But yeah, I don't really care, to be honest. But I think that's why one of the reasons why we boo him as well. But it's not like really like unpleasant, to be fair. It's just football. Like, it's not as if they just booze at the end of the day, and we sing one greedy bastard and all that. Like, that's all it is, to be honest. Like, yeah. But the way he gets booed at other clubs at stadiums is just weird to me. Like,
people are crazy. Yeah, nuts. Jason, I'll get back to this flawless. Where do you stand on the Sancho versus Ten Hag situation? Obviously, I spoke on this earlier on. I spoke on this yesterday. I'll get asked about it again, so that's cool, Jason. In regards, from the initial like standpoint, I can't say who's right or who's wrong because I simply don't know because I'm not at training. So Ten Hag could be 110% right, and Jadon Sancho is not putting in the effort in training. He's not applying himself in training, and that opens you up to public criticism. However, on the flip side, Jadon Sancho could be applying himself in training. He could be putting it in training, and the manager is just unfairly targeting him and unfairly criticizing him for whatever reason that case may be. So in regards to the training, I can't say whether Ten Hag's wrong or right for having that thought process. However, I'm never with publicly criticizing your players as a manager because there's no benefit to it whatsoever. Nobody wins. It doesn't benefit Ten Hag. It doesn't benefit Jadon Sancho. It doesn't benefit his teammates. Doesn't benefit the coaches. Doesn't benefit the fans. Doesn't benefit anybody involved in Manchester United in this situation. He has sparked this fire. Now, Jadon Sancho has then gone and threw fuel on the fire as well. So in regards to Ten Hag doing that, even though I disagree with it, I understand it from his standpoint because his head's hot and he's trying to get a reaction out of him, because if he genuinely believes that Jadon Sancho is not putting it in training, then he feels away. Because if Jadon Sancho was at his best, maybe he starts that game. Maybe if he was applying himself in training. But again, that comes back to what we don't know in regards. So even though like I said, I disagree with what Ten Hag did, I understand it to an extent. However, on the flip side, I also understand what Jadon Sancho has done, because people said, "Oh, he should have spoke to the manager privately." The manager has criticized him publicly. If I was Jadon Sancho, if I was a professional footballer, and my manager unfairly criticized me publicly, I'm responding publicly. Would I speak to him privately? Yes, of course. But he's done it in a public forum, a press conference after an away loss to Arsenal. So therefore, if I have Twitter, Instagram, Sarcasm City TV, I'm 110% clapping back on this and saying it's not true. So that's pretty much my thoughts on it. But they'll sweep it under the rug and hopefully get it together. But this comes back to Manchester United. Yeah, go on.
Sorry, do you not think it's possible that maybe both of them think they're right? Like Sancho might think he's doing all right in training, but Ten Hag might see it and maybe think that
it could be that. Which
he's
is
happy.
and then who's to say who's right and who's wrong in that situation?
Yeah,
But
that's
yeah,
just
you're right. It
this
could be
comes
that.
down to
No,
opinion at the end of the
But
day.
you know, there is a right and wrong answer. But someone will be wrong, and most of the time it's the player. If he thinks he's performing at a standard, and the manager's saying no, that's not the standard. The standard's here, and he's performing at here, then the player's standard is not at the level of Manchester United.
Yeah.
So most times or not, that standpoint is against the player than for it.
And then it comes into specifics in regards to what's he not doing. But yeah, as I was saying, so with it, it's like they just need to draw a line in the sand and have clear the air talks. But this comes down to Manchester United not preparing properly in the window. He should have been sold in the window. I said this all summer long. Jadon Sancho is not an Eric Ten Hag player. Whether you rate the manager, whether you don't rate the manager, whether you rate Jadon Sancho, whether you don't, I said he should have been moved on. Jadon Sancho is super talented as a footballer. I think once he leaves here, he will be a success. I just don't think he'll be a success here. I just don't think he'll be a success in the Premier League. I think he'll be a success elsewhere. But that's on the club. That's on Jadon Sancho for not sorting it out. And now we're in this predicament and this scenario. But that's just typical Manchester United for you. That's what it is. V1 says Liverpool's greatest player in the Premier League, flawless United. Ooh, I can't pick one. United have had too many to pick one. You know what I'm saying? We've had too many greats, man. We've had too many greats. From Ronaldo to a Cantona to a Scholes to a Roy Keane. Like there's to a Rooney. There's too many. Like if I can't pick one. If I'm picking like four, I'd probably go Scholes, Cantona, Ronaldo. That'd be my three, I would say, that I've personally seen. And I'm probably forgetting someone, but they're the three. I would say so. What are you saying, Ram? Liverpool's greatest player in the Premier League?
There is a loophole here. The loophole is Ian Rush because he technically played in the Premier League, and he is our greatest ever goal scorer. So that's the loophole.
But his best years never came in the.
But I'm not going to be that guy. I'm not going to do that. So to be fair, he did score quite a bit, even though he was about 36, 37.
Yeah, he did.
Mad. Objectively, this Mohamed Salah.
Okay.
Objectively,
it's Gerrard or Salah. It's one of those two. Because I still think you have to put Gerrard. I know people say he didn't win the Prem, but it's still kind of hard, I think, to look past Gerrard, in my opinion.
Do you know
but
what?
It's either Gerrard or Salah. I'll hear an argument for either of them.
I think the argument will be redundant in a couple of years' time because I think Trent.
That's if you don't leave in the next few days, fam.
That's true. That's also true. But I think Trent will take up that mantle.
Oh, yeah. I do think Virgil and Alisson deserve an honourable mention as well because the impact they had for us to take us to Premier League, Champions League winners. I think that can't be underestimated. Like,
I think Alisson. People ask me what moments does Alisson have. Alisson has a load of moments.
Yeah, of course. Like if I was to say top five, and this isn't in an order, I'd say like Gerrard, Salah, Virgil, Alisson, and then I think it's between. I'm actually going to say it's between Mane and Trent. The title-winning season, Mane was clutch for us,
Yeah. Also, honourable mention Robertson
as well, but I think Trent also because of Trent's importance to our team over the last few years. Even we can criticize him over his defending, and rightly so, but I don't think anyone can underestimate how important he's been for us in our success in the last few years. So I think Trent deserves an honourable mention, but I think top four is Gerrard, Salah, Virgil, and Alisson. Just their impacts and everything, I think, have to have them up there still.
Yeah, I agree with that. I think I always have a special place in my heart for Alisson. Obviously, my favorite player. And yeah, people have asked me what moments does Alisson have, and he has if you think about it, he has a ton of moments. Even if you look at Liverpool career, a ton of moments. Like he has a Gerrard moment, like Gerrard had in Olympiacos. I don't think Salah has that.
Keep going one sec.
I think
Salah has some great moments, to be fair.
No, but Salah would have had it if Alisson didn't have the Gerrard moment. And I'm talking about that Napoli game. In
the save against Napoli.
The save against Arkadiusz Milik. Yeah.
Yeah.
And
I
it
was
was the same
behind the
game
goal
where
for that. That was
Salah.
crazy.
Yeah, it was mad. It was mad. I was like, I saw it go. I saw the cross going in. Milik
I thought we
one-on-one
were
with the
out.
goalkeeper. Was
Yeah.
like, yeah, that's gone.
We
Yeah,
went on
gone.
and won the Champions League as well that season. That was crazy.
Yeah.
But
And he
Salah scored the only goal in that game as well when he did Koulibaly and scored from the tight angle.
And he was a part of the team that. And the one thing, Liverpool's greatest moment, arguably in the Klopp era, Salah wasn't a part of it.
Barcelona.
Wasn't a
That's
part of
true.
it.
It's true. He had a head. He had to sit out because of the protocols with concussion. I think because he went off with a.
No, it was the
concussion against
Newcastle game. The Newcastle game
Newcastle,
was.
yeah.
Yeah, and they were worried it was because he had a significant fall, and I think he had a moment where it looked like he collapsed, but it wasn't that bad.
But the thing is, you have to take that protocol of at that time it was like 5 days you have to take off where you can't play, and they obviously Barcelona game was like 3 days later. That's definitely the greatest game in Klopp's tenure at Liverpool, without doubt. Like I'll say it straight. That's the best night of my life. Like genuinely, like just that.
Yeah,
that
100%, 100%.
That night was special.
Yeah,
and Alisson that day, by the way, like
and people forget Messi. The Messi one with Luis Suarez running through on goal.
The Alba one, Jordi Alba. He tipped a Messi one over the bar as well.
And plus, Alisson's got a lot of Premier League moments. Obviously, West Bromwich being away.
The header, yeah.
I think people would have glorified that a lot more if there were fans. If there were fans, it would have gone crazy.
Yeah,
and if it was at Anfield, it would have gone mad.
Yeah,
because of the story behind it. Obviously, his father passed away. It would have been mad. I think you would hear a lot. I think you would see a lot of people crying at Liverpool at Anfield if it happened.
Oh yeah, Ryan would have been there crying. 100%. He would have cried. You would have definitely teared up. 100%. V1 says flawless top 5 United players. I can't go top 5. Just go my favorites. Keane, Scholes, Cantona, Ronaldo, Cole. No order. That's my 5. But there's so many to choose from. I can't just say best, but that's just my 5 favorite. But it's probably mine I've forgotten. There's definitely players I've forgotten. I could do another 5. Could probably do another 10. 110%. How many likes we on? There's still over 70 of you lot in here. We're only at 49 likes, man. Girls up to 50 likes. What are we doing here? What are we doing? Big up Steve. Let me get to the super chat from Steve as well. This StreamYard just moving hella slow, people. There we go. He says, I knew for a fact Liverpool were going to come back against Barcelona. That Barcelona defense was horrific. Hey, what's with these super chats bigging up these Liverpool fans?
Thing is, I went into that game so depressed. I remember my dad driving us to the game. Then because Company had scored that goal the night before against Leicester, and we were just going into that game so depressed. I didn't think we had a chance against Barca still. I'll be real. Like, I just knew, especially without Salah and Firmino, because both of them couldn't play that day. They were injured. And I knew that because obviously we didn't get an away goal with a team with Suarez and Messi. If we had to attack, I just thought they were going to get a goal.
Messi that season was on crud.
Messi was on madness that season.
Because there was always people putting in them. He said that speech at the start of the season or the end of last season that he will bring the UEFA Champions League. And I was like, bro, I think this guy could actually single-handedly bring that trophy to Barcelona.
He should have done. Because let's be real, they should have gone to it.
They should have. And do you know what also helped the case of the comeback? The season before they did it. Season before Roma.
Alisson as well. In there.
Alisson was there. So, and I think that would be playing on their mind. And I think if it was the case of it was at Anfield, I was like, this could be something. Something could happen. And it did.
It was a very weird game though, because it was
a game
where
go on, carry on.
It was a game where Liverpool it was such a weird game because Liverpool started off very, very well and got the goal. Then we sort of sat back for the rest of the first half in a way and just tried to keep it tight and didn't let them score. And then we would have periods of the game where we just came out and attacked them and got maybe a goal or two. And then we'd go full and sit back for the next 20 minutes or so. Do you get what I mean? Like it was I think they played that game brilliantly, the game plan. Like they played it very smartly as well as, coming back from 3-0 down. Like Klopp got his tactics spot on that day, to be honest.
Yeah, absolutely. Just a quick random question, because I know Flawless is tired of this talk about this.
Yeah, go on. You clearly enjoying yourself. You carry on, my friend.
No. This is a question to everyone in the panel. I'll give my experience in the end. Can you name a prediction that you wish you would have put a bet on because it turned out to be right and it was so outlandish?
Manchester United winning the Champions League in 08. Called it from the start of the season. And I should have put money on it. Me and Tok spoke about it at the start of the season. I said in 2007, I said, we're going to win the Champions League this year. Certain just told me we're going to win the Champions League this year. And I should have put it on and I didn't. That's the one for me, yes.
Do you think there was one team in Europe that could have stopped you?
Oh, yeah, 100%. Barcelona side was very good. The Chelsea side was very good. Like,
no, but you beat Barcelona, innit?
We beat them, but I wouldn't say if they would have beat us, it wouldn't have been a big shock. I just think we were the best side in Europe at that time. 2008, okay. We were the best side. We should have won the treble that season.
Okay, right, this is a different question. Do you think if Liverpool were in the final, it would have been a tough
We should have got to the final that season, man.
Wait, in what year?
07, 08. We lost to, because that's the...
Because
I think,
bullshit on goal.
Is that the year Lampard scored the penalty that like a couple of days after his mother passed away?
Yeah, it was.
Do you think we would have
through? Because I'm telling you, if Riza hadn't scored that own goal in the first leg at Anfield, we would have gone through. They wouldn't have got that away goal. We would have gone through.
So if we had beaten Chelsea and got to the final, do you think we could have beaten you?
Nah, we would have beat you, look. We were the best team in Europe at that point.
They would have been favourites, but I think Benitez in a one-off game maybe could be.
You could have won it. Don't get mistaken, but I was not betting against us. We had the best team in Europe. They the best player at that time.
They were the better team.
Yeah, like Ronaldo at that time was the best player on that. Like in terms of form, was the best player on the planet at that time.
It wasn't the Messi. That was the year after. Was Messi coming to the
it was Messi's. Yeah, like that. Ronaldo was the guy because it was those three at that time. It was Kaká, Messi, Ronaldo. That was like the conversation. And they were the three best players. But for that in particular season, that was Ronaldo. So the amount of games he saved us. So, yeah.
I have actually thought about how would a United-Liverpool final that season? Because that's what it should have been, to be honest. Because we should have beaten Chelsea in the semis. But if it had been United-Liverpool, United definitely would have been the favourites to win because they were the better team. But I still think Rafa could have done something that day. He could have set up a way that day in a one-off game because tactically he was all about that. And I just feel Torres that season, his debut season, he scored like 33 goals or something stupid like that. He was on fire. Gerrard behind him in the 10. Alonso there, Mascherano there. I feel we had a team capable of beating you in a one-off game maybe. But you would have still been favourites because you were the better team. But I just feel we could have done something still.
What about you, Ryan?
I can't.
You're not betting, man, are you? So
I can't really think of one, to be honest. I really can't.
What's the best prediction there? So it's taking the betting part out of it because it's a good question. What's the best prediction you made? Or you made a prediction a long time and it happened, but you was like, right, this is gonna happen and it happened.
I don't really know. I genuinely don't know.
Yes.
You know what? I'll say this to you. You know, after we got into the Champions League in for the first time under Klopp in 2016? No, 2017. I did predict that we could go very, very far in the Champions League the next season, where we got to the final against Madrid. From the start of the season, I remember telling a couple of mates who laughed at me that I do think we could get to the final or something. And we did get to the final. Because I just thought the way we played, it was kind of suited for it could do well in the Champions League. So I thought we could go very far and maybe get to a final. And we did. But we were never going to win it. I never really had us down for winning it because Madrid were just too good in it. But I think that's the only one I could think of, maybe.
Yes. To CFC for the life says United got lucky in that Champions League final with that Terry slip. We did. So to Chelsea fans and everyone else hating, hold that. I'm saying.
To be fair, if Drogba didn't get sent off,
Yeah, man.
Yeah, he would
Drug
have
wouldn't
taken
get
that
sent
fifth
off.
pen, I think.
100% in it. But hey,
Man.
it's all if buts and maybes, in it. You know what I'm saying?
No,
It's all if
I
buts
mean,
and
that's,
maybes.
I'm saying as a dig to Chelsea, as in like he kind of cost you that Champions League final because he would have taken that fifth penalty.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Blame Drogba, blame JT, whoever it is.
I mean,
man.
tell. I'm still perplexed at why he decided to slap Vidic the way he did.
He's angry in it, man. That's saying.
Yeah.
Champions
you
League
know.
final, getting in extra time, you're gonna be knackered, high pressure. You just lose your head sometimes. I think that's what it is.
Yeah, man. That's
It
what
was
it is,
something
man.
so stupid as well. It's like it wasn't something major. There was no fight. It was just someone fighting over a throw in, and all of a sudden these men just fight each other. Like,
Not everyone can be cool, calm, and collected like you and me in high pressure situations, Ram, man. Not everyone's like us. You know what I'm saying? Not everyone has
if
that
I was on
temperament.
the pitch, I would be doing the screaming and shouting. As in, like,
Yeah,
if
but
I
you
saw
ain't-
someone getting into the fight, then I'll
Yeah,
be
you ain't
like,
you ain't gonna slap nobody though. You know what I'm saying?
I ain't gonna slap anybody, but I'll be like, you P word, innit?
Wait, what's the P? Oh, you just calling people? Right, that's crazy. That's wild, man.
Yeah,
That's wild.
I never curse. I mean, even though I cursed, I would never say like that, those kind of words on street, you know?
Well, first, you're respectful.
But-
Flawless, you should do a tier list next week if you don't have any ideas. Now, I just run the normal shows, but I may do some tier list. I'll probably run some pro clubs actually on the YouTube. Yeah, go on.
Which would you rank higher as a prediction? So for me, it was the Liverpool Barcelona. I said it after the Barcelona 3-0. I think we're going to go through. I think we're going to score 4 and beat them.
I cried that night we lost 3-0. I thought
I said to my friends,
I was so upset because you know what the worst thing? We played so fucking well at the new camp as well. We actually battered Barcelona, but we couldn't take our chances. And they just had Messi who was whipping in free kicks from like 40 yards out, top corner. Bro, I was so upset, honestly.
It was the Dembele chance. I was like, I think we're going to win this. I think we're going to go through to the final. And I was telling my friends, I think we have more of a chance of going to the final than Tottenham because Tottenham obviously lost 1-0 to Ajax. And they were saying, you're mad. It's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. Get that out of your head. So that was one of them. But another one is very, very specific. 2014 Lisbon final. I said in like the 80th minute, Madrid are going to equalize in like the 90th minute. And the goal scorer is going to be Sergio Ramos. And my dad, my sister, everyone, the whole family was like, you got Ronaldo, Bale, Di Maria. And all you're going to say is Ramos. I was like, Ramos is going to be the guy. I have a feeling Ramos is going to score. And that was the rest is history, as they say, man.
It really was. Hey, large up to everyone that is tapped in. Over 80 of you lot in the building. Only got 54 likes. Let's go up to 70 likes, man. What are we doing, man? Let's bump up the likes. Don't forget, we are on Kick, people, as well. So make sure you get over to the Kick. I just dropped the link in the chat. That's where fan calling shows. You'll get watch-alongs, Premier League, Champions League, FA Cup, League Cup, F1, NBA, NFL, all that content over there on the Sarcasm City TV Kick. Get your final few questions in. We're going to close out in the next 5 to 10 minutes. Of course, if you super chat, we'll get to it as well. And we are on all audio platforms as well. So make sure wherever you get your podcasts, SoundCloud, Spotify, iTunes, type in Sarcasm City TV and the shows will pop up. Big up to Honesty. You said even though you are the up, much respect. Your grind is mad. Big up. Hey, much appreciated.
Big up, man.
I respect this. Appreciate it. Thank you, my guy. Thank you very much, man. Thank you for the kind words. To Rounds, who says, flawless opinion on Hoyland's cameo on Sunday. Bright, what I expected. It was a bright cameo. It's what I expected, and I expect to see more of that. And I presume he would start against Brighton once the international break is finished. I don't know if he's playing for Denmark in the international break. I'm not sure, but I expect him to be up to speed, whether that's by training and matches. And yeah, I liked his cameo from what I've seen, just being a focal point. Like as soon as the ball went up to him, I know he lost out that duel to Gabriel, but I'm like, I like that because we haven't had a striker like that. Like I said this before, since like Mark Hughes, which is like early 90s. We've never had in the Premier League era since him like a physical number 9. Like even Rooney, who was physical, was a 9, but he like dropped off. Tevez was physical, but like he like dropped off. Like we've never had a physical get the ball in the box to the big man type of thing. Yeah, that I can think of. Mark Hughes was the last one. Nah, he wasn't even physical like that. He was a poacher. Van Nistelrooy wasn't wrestling with anyone.
Oh, well,
you weren't wrestling. You weren't wrestling with no one. He was a poacher. He's like
he would wrestle a little bit, then run away.
A little bit. He wasn't, but yeah, but he's a Filippo and he's a Filippo Inzaghi. That's what he is. Like that's a poacher. He's a fox in the box. Like that's Højlund's not that. He's 6 foot plus, quick, strong, direct. I'm like, he'll get goals.
Jeff, isn't it?
Yeah, Ibrahim says Zlatan. Yeah, Zlatan you could kind of throw in that mix, but even Zlatan don't really wrestle like that.
But it's Zlatan when he was old.
Yeah, he don't really like wrestle like that. He drop off and link up play.
Zlatan when he was in Inter was in that Milan, AC Milan, so like 2010s, he would wrestle, but at that point he was like, nah.
That's what I'm saying. Nah. Yeah. Lukaku, don't even tell me about Lukaku because he was not it.
Lukaku could just never use his strength properly. He's so funny. Like he's got the strength and he's got everything, but like he just can't use it properly. He doesn't know how to use it properly.
He gives defenders an easy ride. So yeah,
I remember Lovren used to love playing against him.
Bet he did. Easy ride, man. Easiest money you've ever made. Flawless, everyone's fit for your team. What's your best 11 this season? Fuck. Nana in goal. This is everybody fit.
Mason Mount.
Absolutely not, mate. Dalot, Malacio, Ferran Martinez, Casemiro, Amrabat, Ericsson, Rashford, Diallo, Højlund. Everybody fit. That's our best 11, in my opinion. You'll never see it, but that's the best 11. That's what I would say. Warrior J. Yeah, that is just not it, man. Fuck.
What about Amrabat?
I did put Amrabat in there.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Can I ask him a question?
I said Amrabat. I said Amrabat, Casemiro, Ericsson. That was the midfield three. Go
on. Ram, what do you think Klopp's plan with the midfield is? Because clearly, like, he's brought Gravenberch clearly for some sort of plan at the end of the day. Like, Gravenberch is going to start games like at the end of the day. So, do you think he's planning a midfield of like Gravenberch, Szoboszlai, McAllister, with Gravenberch as the 6, with Trent inverting and they're kind of a double pivot in that way? Because I think he's trying to go this total football kind of thing. I think that's his plan. Like, what do you think?
Yep, I think he might do something like that. I think it might be a case of Mack and Gravenberch might play a double pivot from time to time.
Interesting. That's interesting, to be fair. But you know what I thought was telling? The fact that he didn't start Endo the other day. I still thought that he might start Endo just because he's just a DM and, you know, Gravenberch wasn't going to play or anything. But I was very surprised that he went with that midfield he did the other day, and it worked very well, to be fair. It worked very well. I liked it. But I thought that was telling that he did that Endo.
I said this to Flawless a couple of streams ago, and I think I might have said this to Stro on call.
Shout out Stro.
Endo, I had a feeling that Endo was meant to be the add-on on top of Alavia or Caicedo at that point. I think they wanted to sign one of those players, and then just as a little added bonus, they'll sign an Endo on top of that. I've always had that opinion. Like we did it last time with Thiago and Jota. We signed Thiago as the first guy. Then a day later, we end up announcing that Jota is going to be coming to the Liverpool fold. I've always maintained this. I think that was meant to be the plan, but obviously we couldn't get Caicedo or Lavia, and we had to opt for Gravenberch in the end. So, yeah, I've always said Endo is a steady Eddie. I didn't really think he was going to be starting a lot of games, but he could be useful.
No, first.
Even like you've got like an option to play a 6 with even a Bajkatic or someone like that. Because I would rather, if you're playing with an actual 6, I'd rather play Bajkatic over Endo, just because I think Bajkatic is more. I think he's able to handle the physicality in this league a little bit better than Endo at this current stage. Even though they're both not really built, I just feel he's a bit more tenacious and in the tackle and everything. So, but like I think Thiago's also got a role to play as well. I think his plan with Thiago might be saving for maybe some of the bigger games. So maybe like when we play a City, for example, I think his plan might be to have a Thiago fit for that game. Kind of like how Pep used Vincent Kompany in his last 2 years. Vincent Kompany's last 2 years at City, where he was always injured, but he'd get Kompany fit for big league games, finals, cup finals, knockout games. Big games like that. I feel like Klopp might try and do the same thing with Thiago for maybe big league games, etc.
Sorry, I just see Lewis's comment. My bad. That's why I laughed, Joe. He said lights are looking worse than the Liverpool opening bid. Rise it up, man. Them. Hey, yeah. Rise up.
No,
lights,
I'm not letting that. I'm not letting that slide, Lewis.
Hey, do you man? It?
All I'm gonna say, Lewis. All I'm gonna say. You went to Brighton with a load of money and got the wrong man, then, bro. Man should have got Evan Ferguson instead of Caicedo,
Evan's
bro.
The one.
You should have got him, bro. What happened, man? Did your brains fall out when you went to Brighton?
These Chelsea are pathetic, man. They're trying so hard to be Brighton. I might as well just call them Chelsea and Hove Albion from what I've seen over the last couple of years. They take their manager, they take their backroom staff, they take their players. Robert Sanchez, Caicedo. There was someone else as well.
Lewis was on board that. Remember, he was like, Cucurella. Gaffer.
They're trying so hard to be Brighton, man. It's weird, bro. Like,
hey, big up my guy Lewis. Make sure you
come chat to me about Slicedo, bro.
Concedo.
It's all crazy. Big up Steve for the super chat as well. Steve, much appreciated, my guy. Says old school, tall, physical, bad boy strikers coming back to the Premier League. Haaland, Isak, Beto, Højlund. Maybe it could be a return. I'm just glad we've got one. Now let's see what Højlund does, man. Like I'm very interested to see how Højlund does for Manchester United this season as well. Yeah, you got to start first, man. We don't have bench players talking like they stars. You know what I'm saying? You got to start starting games.
As well to that, please.
When he starts starting games, you know what I'm saying? When he starts games, that's why we can't talk about bench players. Game. Yeah, but I'm saying in general, how many games has he started out for?
1.
Exactly, right then. So you got a 25%.
Yeah, but I could argue Højlund hasn't started a game for United.
Højlund's only been in the squad once. I guarantee you he'll start against Brighton.
Yeah, he probably will.
He's going to be our starting striker. He's going to start. Whereas I can't say that for your boy Darwin. So, hey, I don't make the rules. I just enforce him, man.
I think it's a weird one because I think Klopp I still don't think Klopp's convinced with Darwin, I really don't. I really don't think he's convinced with Darwin as much as what people think, Klopp. Because I just thought, I think there were 2 reasons he started him against Villa. One, because he wanted the momentum to carry on from the Newcastle game. But also because I thought Klopp probably thought he was best suited to exploit Villa's high line. But I don't think Klopp's convinced of Darwin yet.
I don't know about that. I didn't think Villa were going to play a high line like that.
No, but Villa have been playing a high line under Emery, bro.
Nah, but not against us. I thought he would be a lot more shrewd about it.
I thought they would.
But they didn't.
But it was just after we beat Newcastle, right? And obviously Darwin scored the 2 goals. And Klopp got asked about Darwin, and he seemed to think that I don't think Klopp thinks he's ready to be a regular starter for us, to be honest with you. I still don't think he thinks he's ready. And that's what I think. So I don't even think Klopp's fully convinced by Darwin yet, to be honest with you.
Yeah, that's true. That's fair.
I think he much prefers Gakpo down the middle.
One added thing about the Villa game, my God, Pau Torres is.
Yeah, I know.
He is weak. He has a bit of PK about him, and the fact that PK was not an aggressive centre back, and you could like bully him at times if you really wanted to.
It's these ball playing centre backs, man. Like
he was a really good ball player. Like on the ball, he was amazing, but he could get bullied at times.
Yeah,
it's just that he had Puyol next to him, who would never get bullied by anybody.
Yeah, for real.
But you must know him. You know him best. He used to play for United, man.
UPK, yeah, but he barely played for us because we had we had Rio and Vidic were both in front of him. Yeah, they were both in front of him. Yeah, go on, Ryan.
Actually, one last question. If a bid of, let's say, 230 million came in the next day or two, do you think we should accept? I don't think we should personally, because I don't think there's any point, to be honest with you. But do you guys
300.
Yeah, he said
300,
300.
and I'm thinking you probably should accept that, to be honest. But
Flawless said
220,
400.
230.
That's 400, yeah. Because of the
Flawless said
inconvenience it's causing you. That's why I
Yeah,
would
the
said
fact.
400.
It is a
Yeah, I
piss
kind of
take.
hear that because we can't spend that money till January, and even then, January is a tough time to get players as well. Like you're just writing off. Yeah, like I just don't think there's any point in selling him, to be honest. Now, like the thing is, even with people are like, you still got, even if you sell Salah, you've still got a great attack there. I mean, we've got good attackers, but Salah's the main, constant. He's the consistent one. He's the proven consistent one in that attack. Do you get what I mean? Man, he's the, because I really like all the others. I think all the others can be very, very effective for us. Our Nunes, Jota, Gakpo, Diaz. But I still, with some of them, there's still issues over maybe consistency in a season. And that's why it's so good we got so many of them. Because if one's not performing, you can bring another one in and stuff. But with Salah, he's the only proven one who is consistent over a season. You know what you're going to get from him season in, season out. Do you get what I mean? That I don't think you can afford to lose that. And plus, we don't have a right winger, and we do have right winger, but like not
ready.
the level at the moment. They're not ready, and
Wait,
Ben Doak
Ben
isn't
Doak.
ready yet. He's not ready yet. I really like him, but he's not ready yet.
He's electric, but he's not ready.
Yeah.
And Warrior J said, last question, are you both FSG out if you accept the bid?
I'm FSG out
I'm
anyway.
FSG out either way.
There you go, Warrior
I
J.
don't like we said it before. It's nothing to do with transfers. I'm not going to speak for Ryan, but for myself, I don't think they do enough for the club. I don't think they do enough for the city.
I agree. I completely agree. Yeah, I completely agree. I've said all summer that even if we'd have had a summer of buying, let's hypothetically say Mbappe, Tchouaméni, Bellingham, Vardy, let's say we had a summer like that, I'd still be FSG out. Because to me, one summer wouldn't make up for years of neglect. Do you get what I mean?
Look at this Lewis guy. This guy a joke, man.
So yeah, I'm FSG out regardless.
Hey, love to everyone that's locked in. You lot are real ones. Make sure you hit the follow button. Make sure you hit the subscribe button on the channel. Hit the like button. We're here every Tuesday for this show. So you get the Manchester United Liverpool show every single Tuesday, people. You will get it. Large up to everyone who has been tapped in. Big up to everyone who's watching this back. Don't forget, this show, all the other shows on the YouTube channel are available on audio-only platforms, people. SoundCloud, Spotify, iTunes, wherever you listen to podcasts, type in Sarcasm City TV and the show will pop up. And if there's somewhere you listen to podcasts in audio-only form and the show is not, just send me a message and I will get it updated and added to whatever platform you listen on. But SoundCloud, make sure you hit us a follow. Spotify, all you Android users on Spotify, all you people who listen to music on Spotify, listen to your podcasts on there. 5-star us, follow us on Spotify, and 5-star us. That's Sarcasm City TV. Same with iTunes as well. iTunes, Apple Podcast, all you iPhone users right now, make sure you 5-star us on iTunes. We're trying to get the audio back as well as the YouTube backs as well. Make sure as well you follow us on Kick, people, because that's where the fan calling shows plus more and all the other content that was on the Twitch is going on. So make sure you probably get some international watch-alongs over on the Kick. The links for everything I've mentioned is underneath in the description of this live stream and all the other live streams, including Lewis's channel as well. But make sure you follow us on Kick, Sarcasm City TV. Make sure you follow us on Kick, because you lot got so much to say in the chat, and I get asked all the time. People are like, oh, can you send me the link? How do I get on the channel? Fan calling shows is one surefire way to make sure you get on the channel, and another way to make sure you get on the channel is join the membership. We'll be reaching out to members. Ryan, love every single time, man. Big up every single time. But yeah, love to everyone that has locked in. I don't believe anybody is live, so there is nobody to actually raid. Let me double check this. Final thoughts, anything you want to add, Ram, before we do close out?
It's going to be boring in the next couple of weeks, man. Or next week.
We'll figure something out, man. Don't worry about it, man. I'm sure we'll sort something out.
Just saying.
I'm sure we'll sort something out. But yes, we will just continue to get content. We'll continue to bring the show. Obviously on Tuesdays, when more often than not, we'll be recapping the Premier League games both these clubs have and looking at Manchester United in the Champions League and Liverpool in the Europa League. But yeah, love to everyone that's locked in out of context. I see you. Large up. Jason said these shows are fire. Big up. And you know what? Glad you lot enjoyed the shows. Love to Saint. Saint will probably be back next week as well, but I spoke to him earlier. He's good people. And Alam is still live, so he's doing his In the Motion Football NFL. So make sure you go hit the like button, subscribe. And yes, international break, I'm still here. You're still going to get all the shows, man. International break. The only thing you're not going to get is watch-alongs. But from Monday to Friday, you're going to get the regular schedule. So this crossover show, all the other Mandem United crossover shows, the solo Mandem Uniteds, the Q&As, you're getting everything, doing the most, the whole nine. But love to everyone that's locked in. This has been the Manchester United Liverpool show, Mandem United podcast, Analysis at Anfield podcast, live on the Sarcasm City TV YouTube. Big up.